Out of the car. The last two songs in the car this morning were a great song from 1984, which is one of my favorite songs, and my absolute top-notch number one favorite Christmas song that's current. So I was very happy. The 84 song from 1984 was Against All Odds by Phil Collins. Some of you may know it from movies and things. It's a spectacular song. If you don't, you're a lesser person than you could be. And the other one is, if you're not familiar with the band The Sheepdogs, who you also should be familiar with because the Sheepdogs are awesome. The lead singer and the lead guitarist from the Sheepdog are brothers, and they have a second side band called Bros because they're brothers. And they have a Christmas song, and it's super wicked awesome. So I was really happy. Sad, though, because I've only heard it once this year, and it's December 20th. And then I remembered in first block that I can hear any song I want anytime I want. I keep forgetting that because I'm old. And I wait for songs to come up on the radio. But then I remember, wait a minute, every song in the world is on YouTube, Spotify, wherever. And I could listen to them anytime I want. But I always forget to. So then I listened to it again in block B. And I watched the video, which I hadn't seen before. It's a funny video. Anyway, Jacob, go. Of course I can do number 12. I'm a teacher. Oh, look, I'm even on number 12 right now. What are the chances? What form is that in, my friend? Point slope form, the one we just did yesterday. Which means, what is the point on the graph that you know? Right, 1, -3, correct? So, which one of these graphs goes through +1 and -3?
I thought it was D, but I was wrong.
Where is +1? Right there, right? Where's -3? Right there, right? So it's C.
I think I did slope. Yeah, I did slope by accident.
That's okay.
I thought it was
It's okay. That's all that matters is that you see now. That's why this stuff is assigned to you as practice. Right? Anybody else? I'm really hoping there's a number that I'm really hoping somebody asks about. 8A. That wasn't the number I was really hoping for yet. 8A. A line passes through that point with that slope. Right? So, this is that equation, right? Because that's the point, x plus 3 minus 3, y minus 5 plus 5, -4 is my slope. Why is this one of the equations? Well, y minus 5 equals -4, x plus 3. What value does that -3 represent? That's an x value, right? So what could I write right there instead of x? -3. What value does that 5 represent? Y. So what could I write right there? Instead of y? 5. What's 5 minus 5? 0 equals -4. What's -3 plus 3? 0. What's -4 times 0? Does 0 equal 0? So that is why this works as an equation for this. Now, why is this the same equation? Because this is this equation with y isolated. Watch. How would you get rid of this -5? Add 5 to both sides, right? So now I have y equals -4, x plus 3 plus 5, yeah? What would you do with these brackets? You distribute, yeah? To get -4x minus 12 plus 5, right? What's -12 plus 5? -7, exactly right, Derek. And there and there. They're the exact same thing. Okay? Anybody else? I'm still hoping for this magic number. It would be proof that you actually practice enough. starts with an S. It ends with an N. It has XT in the middle of it. 16. Oh, you guys need help with 16? Amazing. Perfect. Why is 16 weird? Because it's a chart. It's not X's and Y's, is it? But who's in charge of this chart? You are. Which of those would be the dependent variable and which would be the independent variable? Pardon me? Yes. X, X, Y. Now it's super easy, isn't it? Because that's an X value, that's an X value, that's a Y value, that's a Y value. So you can find the slope, and once you have the slope, you also have the points to make the equation, doesn't it? Don't you? Because once you have the slope, y minus y1 equals mx minus x1, you can put either of those in for which ones there? Where would this 10 go? In for the x. Where would this 38.9 go? In for the y. And then the slope here would be that minus that over that minus that. Even though it's not x's and y's, it still works because it's IV dV. Everybody good? Excellent. I'm so happy somebody needed help with 16. So, of course, 17 is the exact same question, isn't it? Except instead of x and y, what do you have? I know none of you did 17. I'm not stupid. But you're looking at it now. What do you have instead of x and y? You have million tons of potash, which is not what you think it is. They're not baked in Saskatchewan. Anyone? That was good. Yes. Huh? So what do you have instead of x and y in 17? What? You have, what are the two things that are being counted? Yes, there are two things in there that are using numbers. What are they? Years and the mass. Which one of those is independent? Years. So what gets the x? Years. Which one of those is dependent? So what gets the y? Mass. And then you can do the equations, right? Hey, you're back. Cool. I didn't even look over because I assumed you'd left on vacation early. Oh, are you better now? Good. Although, when I thought you were on vacation, I was hoping you would bring me back a present. So, I'm a little bit sad, if you don't mind my saying. I'm happy that you're okay. Well, I would love it if you went on vacation. Because then there's a chance I would get a present. And you would get a vacation. See, I have presents from people who went on vacation. Somebody went to Hawaii last year and I said, bring me a ukulele, and they brought me that little magnet. Fair enough. I didn't specify an actual playing ukulele. I didn't think they would anyway. I just said, hey, can you bring me a ukulele? Just like that kid that brought me that little sombrero. He went to Mexico. I said, bring me a sombrero, and that's what he brought me. Technically, it's a sombrero. Do I?
Is there any specific religion maybe?
Anything.
All right.
You going to Dominican?
I'm going to, yeah.
Oh, you're going on a cruise?
Yeah.
Nice. Going from starting in Florida?
Miami.
Starting in Miami? Don't get shot in Miami.
No.
Miami is I'm not joking, Miami is a crap-ass town.
I'm going to the
Do not land, get in a cab, go straight to the hotel, don't leave, get back in a cab, and go straight to the airport. Well, you're in Miami. You might be taking an Uber. But don't go outside Miami. I like you. I don't want you to get shot. I like all of you. That sounded bad. If any of you go to Miami, don't get shot. Please. Well, I like to impart wisdom to you guys, right? That's part of the job. Knowledge, yes. Hey, did you know that 2 new facts just for fun? Because I just said the word wisdom. Do you know what you call a group of wombats? A wisdom of wombats. And on a linked note, wombats crap cubes. Wombats have cubic crap.
There is no way.
It's true, dude. Scientists are trying to figure it out right now.
They still haven't figured it out?
No. I don't think it's... What? Just so you can study crap? I know, it'd be badass. I'm interested in wombats today. I'm gonna. The next day, maybe you're interested in, I don't know, tsetse flies. I'm gonna study them for a while. All right, math. Moving on. No other questions? Going once? Going twice? Doing the funky chicken up here. Okay. Earlier today, my computer did an all-new thing. I was on a website showing the kids some math, and I moved it up, and then I took my pen away, and it just kept going up. I sat there like this, and it went all the way up to the top of the page. It was like 80 pages long. I wanted to show them something on like the 80th page, and it went all the way back up to the top. I just sat there like this. It was it's a new low. Okay, that font had a better name than it was, than what it turned out to be. It was called Chiller. I thought it was going to be cool, but it was lame, and I kept it. All right, reading that title. What part of that title do you already know? Slope, intercept, form. What is it? Y equals mx plus b. What's the m? Slope. How do we find slope if we need to find it? It's either rise over run if it's on a graph, or y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Yeah? And what's b? The y-intercept, which has, most important thing to remember about the y-intercept is it's 0y. It has an x coordinate. Everybody cool? All right. So the new thing up here is general form. General form? Math is a major pain. Major pain? General form? Major pain? Nothing? Nothing? Really? I should make you all stand up and salute general form. You won't. All right. General form is this. AX plus BY. Now, of course, what could this also be? No. Right here. What could that be? It could be minus. Plus C equals 0. Now, look closely. Are there similarities between that and that? What are the similarities? They both have an X and a Y. Agreed? Is there another similarity? They both are equations. Absolutely. So we can do algebra on them. What else? There's a constant and there's a constant. Everybody with me? Now, we've talked about what's the same. What's different? Oh, sorry, guys. I'm not printing. I don't know what's gone wrong in my head. I'm handwriting. Sorry. I'll stop. Why you got to be that way? My handwriting is nicer than all of yours. You can... Done. Really? Uh-huh. Oh, it looks more organic, does it? Okay. What's different? There you go. Y isn't isolated. Which means, can you, by looking at this in this form, graph it? No. But if you isolate Y, can you? Yes. So, what form is that in? General form. Yes, sir. I can't graph it right now, can I? So what should I do? I should convert it to slope-intercept form. How do I do that? Isolate Y. Now, for Y to be isolated, is it allowed to have a number in front of it? No. Is it allowed to have a negative sign in front of it? No. The only thing that can be around Y is Y. Okay? So, right now, is Y either isolated or positive? No, it's neither. I want to make him positive and get him by himself. So, obviously that Y needs to move, right? Now, if we were in grade 6 in Mrs. Bad Crumble's class, we were just learning algebra for the first time, we would go plus 2Y, plus 2Y. But we don't need to do that anymore, do we? Because we're in the 11th grade, or 10th grade. This needs to move over here, doesn't it? What happens to the sign? It changes to positive. So I would have 3x plus 8 equals 2y. All of you know that. Now, if you don't know that, then of course you would have done this. 0 plus 2y is 2y. This is the step you actually did if you were still writing out algebra the long way. This is a shortcut that you can do when you've done enough algebra that you can say to yourself, oh yeah, every time I hop over the equal sign, I change the sign. Do I care which way you do this? No. One of them will save you a lot of time, though. Now what? Is y positive? Yes. So we're happy. Half. How do I make myself fully happy? I divide that side by 2. If I divide the right side by 2, what do I got to do to the left side? Divide it by 2. Now, most of you will remember that one. Half of you will forget this one. You have to divide everything by 2. 3 over 2x plus 4 equals y. That is slope-intercept form. Should take about 1 second to graph. Where do I go? Positive 4 for the y-intercept, and then up 1, 2, 3, right 1, 2, or down 1, 2, 3, left 1, 2. Why do I do 3 points? To make sure. Is everybody good? We have already moved around slope-intercept form to create point-slope form. You've actually already done this on a previous assignment. I just didn't give you its name. Everybody cool? Now, how is the next one different? What's different about this guy? It's got an 8 instead of a 0. This guy is general form's ugly cousin. Standard form. We all have one of those. That cousin that nobody likes to talk about. We all have one. Or worse, you have that cousin that's perfect and your parents are always comparing you to that kid. Which one do you guys have? I had one of each. I had the cousin that nobody talked about, and I had the cousin that was, why can't you be more like blah? You guys have both? Now, my little brother is such a horrible person. He's not a horrible person. Well, he kind of is. My little brother was those cousins' cousin that nobody talked about. Follow me?
So if you're one, if you have one, you're the other.
Could be. You guys all know the cousins of which I speak? Yeah? You have 3 cousins that all fit into one of those categories? Really? You don't get compared to them? And you don't get to say... So, standard form. Only difference, instead of being ax, by, c equals 0, it's ax, by equals c. It's the only difference. I don't know why we have 2 of them, but sometimes you'll be asked to do something in standard form. It's dumb. It's the same math. It's just a different name. Okay? So, I want that in slope-intercept form, so what do I need to do? Same thing I need to do all the way along, which is what? Isolate y. 3x minus 4y equals 8. What needs to move? If you move the y, then what do you got to do with the 8? Move it. Right? Some of you may want to do that, some of you might not. If you move the 3, then do you have to move the y? No, but you got to remember that y is what? Negative. Who can tell you the right way to do this? You. Because both ways work. I can't tell you which one is better. Does everyone understand? I usually like to keep y positive. So even though it requires moving 2 things, I move the y. That's what I do. You may not. So since I move the y, I get 3x equals 8 plus 4y. Now the 8's in the wrong spot. 3x minus 8 equals 4y. And then, of course, I divide by 4. What does y equal? 3/4 x minus 2. And then I graph it. Go down to -2, up 1, 2, 3, right 1, 2, 3, 4, down 1, 2, 3, left 1, 2, 3, 4, and I make my straight line. Right?
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
For the first graph, I drew a really nice line.
Oh, you did? You getting some confidence now? You just went for it?
Like if I go for it, he's going to be like, oh my God.
Everybody good? Okay, please notice I'm using this last lesson to put everything together, yes? Okay. Now, we've just graphed twice using slope-intercept, yeah? Now, we have a quiz to mark, don't we? Have to do that today too. Now, I want x and y intercepts. What do I know about every single x-intercept? X, 0. What do I know about every single y-intercept? 0y. If I am looking for x and y is 0, do I even care about 2y? Of course not, because when y is 0, what is 2y? 0. So when I am looking for an x-intercept, which I should be doing in black, it's 5x, that looks like an 8. 5x equals 10. When I'm looking for a y-intercept, x is 0. Do I even care about this 5x? No, so what do I write? 2y equals 10. So what is my x-intercept? 2. What is my y-intercept? 5. Where is x equals 2? 2 to the right. Where is y equals 5? That's it. 5 is y. Then I make the line. Just out of curiosity, what's the slope? -5 over 2. Because I went up 5 and left 2. Gouda? Gouda. Number 10, write down an example of the equation of a line in each form. In each form. So somebody give me a value for slope. Anything, just say a number. Or a fraction. Any value we could use for slope. 6? M equals 6. Okay? Now give me a y-intercept. 4. So, how would I write that as an equation? Y equals 6x plus 4. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, yeah? Everyone agree? Okay. Now give me any set of coordinates. Pardon? 2, 5. Okay. And now give me any fraction. Put that into what? What form would I have to use for that? Slope point, what would it be? Absolutely perfectly done. Excellent. Now, take that guy and make him general form. Yes, sir. Ooh, we're in trouble now. If you need to be reminded of what general form is, what do you notice about general form that differs from this? What's missing? Look at general form. Tell me how that differs from point slope form. It's like Where's Waldo, guys? What's the difference? Come on. When you go to Boston Pizza, you get the kids menu. It has the 2 pictures. And on one of them, the guy's hat has flowers, and on the other one, it doesn't. You spot the differences. All you're doing is telling me the differences between what's in yellow and what's in green. In yellow, the slope is isolated, isn't it? It's all by itself. Is it isolated in green? No. Excellent. What's another difference? Oh, wow. You guys must be really bad at those kid menus.
It's like x minus something and 1.
Josh.
General form equals 0.
General form equals 0. Everything's on one side. Nice! Another one. Great. What else? No pizza till you figure out this. Josh.
Y and x is being subtracted, and general form.
Okay, but these could be negative, right? Because subtracting is just adding negatives. I'm a little bit at a loss why nobody can find the other difference. It's pretty obvious. Josh! There's a fraction here. Any fractions here? No, excellent. One more difference. Josh, bring it home, because apparently the other 29 people can't see another difference here. Lennon. No brackets! Yeah! Pizza for everybody. You all beat the Boston Pizza Kids menu. Good job. You found all the differences. Wow. Okay, so if I have to get from yellow to green, I got to deal with all those differences, don't I? What one do you... Well, is there good order to deal with those differences? No, you can do whatever you want. What difference would you like to deal with first, Marcos? You want to deal with the bracket. So, that means to deal with the bracket, I got to bring this in there, don't I? So let's do so. Y minus 5 equals 3/4 x minus what? 6/4. Brackets dealt with. Now what would you like to deal with? Marcos, you had your turn. Somebody else, what would you like to deal with now? You want to deal with the fractions. How do I get rid of a divided by 4? I'm going to multiply by 4. So I'm going to multiply that guy by 4. I'm going to multiply that guy by 4. And then what else? I multiplied the whole right side by 4, so what do I got to do? Whole left side by 4. What's this going to be? Minus 20 equals, what happens here? 3x minus 6. Excellent. Now, we've only got one more difference to deal with. What is it? Pardon me? What do you want to do with 4y minus 20? Move it where? Move it to the other side, right? Because in general form, everything's got to be on the same side, correct? And what did you notice is not written in front of the a? A negative sign. So what does that mean a has to be? Positive. Is a positive right now? So we better not move him, because if we move him, what's going to become of him? It's going to be negative. So he can't move. Everything else has to. So that's got to come over here and become what? That guy's going to become positive? That guy's going to become negative. What's that guy going to become? Positive. Now what have I got to do? No, I want general form. I don't want slope-intercept form. Am I almost there? What's the last thing I need to do? Pardon me? Right there. Collect our like terms, because we're only allowed to have one constant, right? 3x minus 4y plus 14 equals 0. Now, this and this, I lie, and this will graph exactly the same way. What point do you know works in this line? 5 and 2, correct? So if 5 and 2 works in the yellow line, it should work here, yes? What's 3 times 5? 15. What's 4 times 2? Right? So what's 15 minus 8? 7 plus 14, 0. What? How can that be? What's wrong? How can this be? They're the same line. What's gone wrong? Does everybody agree with all the math that is here? But if you agree with all that math that's here, then how can what we just did have happened? Why am I forcing you to do this? X has to be what? Right. It's 2, 5. Because even though up here was written 5, 2, it's 2, 5, isn't it? So what goes here? So that's 6. What goes here? 5. What's 6 minus 20? Negative 14. What's negative 14 plus 14? 0. Don't get suckered in by the way something is written, because do looks matter? No. Remember, X's go first. Even though the way we write this, for some strange reason, the people that made the decision about how we write this put the Y's on the left, even though we read left to right. Does everybody understand? You cannot fall into that trap. Why am I making such a big deal out of it, do you think? Because every year, hundreds of kids fall into this trap and tell me that the point here is 5-2. Okay? All right. Try doing this yourself without me. What do I have right there? Point slope or general form? Point slope. What form do I want? Yes, sir. Go. Is there a right order? No. But there are shortcuts. You guys do it however you want, and then I'm going to show you something that might make your life a little easier. Holy crap. All right. I am betting that most of you did this. Right? Then you multiplied by 3 to get 3y minus 12 equals 2x plus 4. Right? Okay. And then you would just move it around. I submit that you could save yourself a bit of time by getting rid of this right now. If you do it in the very first step, you can get rid of that 3 and not worry about distributing it. Everybody cool? Of course, you end up at the same spot, but you can get rid of that 3 right away because this side is the same as saying 2 over 3a, right? Remember that trick we used from factoring? If I make that a, then I can get rid of that by multiplying by 3, and it cancels. And I'm left with 2 times a. Everybody cool? Do you have to do it? Of course not. But some of you get a little squirrely when you've got to distribute a fraction. Okay? A great many of you, when you do 2/3 times 2, a bunch of you will tell me that answer is 4/6. And it's not, is it? So I like to eliminate the possibility of doing that by getting rid of my denominator in the very first step. But even if you don't, do you end up at the same spot? Yeah, as long as you distribute that 2/3 properly. Because it is 4/3, not 4/6. Everybody good? Yes.
I don't know how to rearrange it after.
When you get to here?
Yeah.
Okay. You need it to look like this. Correct? Well, is there an x? Is there a y? How many constants are you allowed? 1. You have 2. Right? So if I just wrote 2 constants, how do you turn them into 1? No. How many things do you have there? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many things do you have there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many do you have there? 12. You're just combining like terms. So, when I move that 12 over, I get positive 12 plus 4 because there was already a 4 there. Okay? Everybody cool? Great. Prove it again. Oh, Mr. Myers. Turn this point slope into everything else. Barf! Is there a right order to do it in? No. Somebody choose a color for general form. Purple? Yes, sir. Somebody choose a color for standard form. Blue. And a color for slope intercept. Now, somebody tell me which one you want me to do first. General, that's the one we just did. Okay. Y plus 3 equals negative 1/2 x minus 1. What do I want to get rid of first? I want to get rid of that 2, and I might as well get rid of that negative, right? So what would I multiply this by to get rid of the negative and the 2? Negative 2. So what do I multiply this side by? Negative 2. Negative 2y minus 6 equals what? The 2 cancels, and the negative cancels, leaving 1. Do we write 1? No. X minus 1. Now what? No. Remember, this is one thing. The only thing this takes care of is this. So now what? Josh? I'd move the y because x is positive and that's my goal, right? X, what does that y become? Positive 2y. What else moves? Negative 6 and becomes what? Positive 6. And what was already here? Minus 1. 0 equals x plus 2y. What's that? Plus 5. There's general form. Yes, sir. How do I turn that into standard form? Which is ax plus by equals c. What moves? Just the 5. X plus 2y equals what? Negative 5. Yeah? And how do I turn that into slope-intercept form? Isolate y. Is y already positive? So should I move them? No. 2y equals negative x minus 5. Now what? Divide by 2. Y equals negative 1/2 x minus 5 halves. And there is all 4 forms in one question. All exactly the same equation. Everybody understand? If I were to graph it, would I need 4 different lines? No, because they're all the same line. Is everybody good? Because they have different applications, right? Point slope form works if you just have data. You don't have an intercept. You don't have a, right? What? Yep. When it moved over here to be on the other side of the equal sign like it's supposed to be, it had to change. Everybody cool? That's it. You got to be able to use all 3. Okay? All 3 have their uses, don't they? General form is really good for finding both intercepts, yes? Because you can drop one of them out. Slope intercept form is good if you have an intercept and then you've got the slope. Point slope is good if you only have points somewhere out in the middle of the graph. Now listen, please. Today, this is what you're working on, page 214. We're going to mark your quiz first. Tomorrow, these 2 reviews, I want to be going over them on the Tuesday that you come back. All right? If you choose to do nothing over Christmas, that's a fine choice, but that's a lot of work for one class and one night when you get back. Okay? Let's do the quiz right meow. Who didn't write the quiz? Because there's no way everybody was here yesterday. Okay. Do you want a quiz to take notes from? Yes. To write it down as we go over it? Okay. No, because it's a quiz. You will be keeping it. I'll get your scores from yesterday, which was an assignment, which actually matters on your next test. Good gravy. Where are they? Oh, silly. Who were those people again? Oh, that's a lot of people. Come and get one. I'll be handing these out.
Oh my god.
Would anybody like to volunteer to hand these out? There's no scores on them, so it doesn't really matter. Don't all volunteer at once. It makes it hard to choose somebody. Oh, thanks, Micah. How about you do half and I'll do half?
Okay.
It's a Christmas miracle. It's a Kwanzaa miracle. It's a Hanukkah miracle. It's a holy miracle. And I think I've covered them all. Unless you're totally, what? I'll give you yours when I get to it. Actually, I suppose I didn't cover actual paganism, which is the reason. So it's a winter solstice miracle. Oh, wait! There is a name for the winter solstice festival. Saturnalia. It's from Roman times. It's a Saturnalian miracle. Now I am actually out of all winter festivals that I can think of. I did say Kwanzaa. It was the second one I said. I totally said Kwanzaa. Hey! Wow, the lights are voice acting. Hey, Micah, trade.
Okay.
See, I feel like all this
I beat you, Micah.
as long as
I beat you. I had it out faster than you. If only you guys were talking about real life. Okay. This is the right quiz, yeah? What's the first one? But the answer is B. Okay. I want answers. Let's go Christmassy today. What's 2? What's 2? A. Red and green. Hey, is there any colors associated? Well, wait. Holy is every color, isn't it?
It's like, yeah, it's like,
I believe it's yellow.
Yeah, white. Every color. Okay, yeah. I'm doing all these answers in white. There we go. What's 3? A. Oh, that didn't work very well. Let's see. I see a lot of yellow when I see holy festivals. So, A. And pink, yeah, pink is another one I see a lot of. Which pink? That sassy pink. What's 4? B. Does Kwanzaa have any colors? I don't know anything about Kwanzaa except that it's based in Africa. Hanukkah doesn't have any colors.
It's like yellow and
The garments are very colorful, yes. Okay. You know a lot about Judaism, do you?
No.
Why is Hanukkah yellow and blue? Let me ask
All
you.
the Snapchat filters are like blue and yellow.
Oh, really?
I assumed it's
See, I wouldn't know that because that's interesting to me. Blue and yellow. Did you know Snapchat tells us that blue and yellow are official Hanukkah colors? Me neither. What do you need?
You can have this. There's of course planning for February. Look at me.
What do I have to do?
So I'm coming, one of us will come here on that day to your class to do the first spiel.
For
and
grade
the
11s?
second, yeah, and the
Okay.
second spiel will be in the library on that day.
So I'm going to lose them twice that week.
Yeah, that'll be shorter.
For grade 11s? No, that's fine. I
That'll
don't
be
need
shorter.
them.
Yeah, that'll be shorter. Okay, thank you.
When are the grade 10s doing it?
In
Second semester?
CLE. In CLE.
Oh, really? So I don't lose them for that at all?
Oh, you get it, right?
School in the gang. What's 5? Oh, wait, we're Hanukkah. Well, we've already used yellow. That's okay.
blue. Like
We'll
dark
use blue. Dark blue?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. All right, so what's 5? Let me check. Slope of negative 3 y. Yes, C. What's 6? I better choose a new color.
Use that like golden mustard color.
Okay. What's 6? 4 was B. What's 6? C. And what's 7? B. Let's check. Q minus. Yep, B. Give yourself a score out of 7. Would anybody like to ask a question about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Which one? 7. Well, that is X1, Y1, X2, Y2. Q. Okay. Number 8. Let's go with brown for the trunk of the Christmas tree. What do we got? Everybody gets this one wrong. What's 8? Oh, interesting. What is it? Some people are saying B, some people are saying C. It is C. Y. Where is the y-intercept of negative 3? Right down there, yes? Where is the x-intercept of positive 4? Right out there, yes? What's my rise? 3. What's my run? 4. Are they both positive? Not unlucky. That's, negative 3, 4. That's not doing the work. 9. What's 9? C. Oh, I stayed with brown. Darn it. What's feeling good today? Gray for the scuzzy snow that will be on our ground 1 minute after it falls as pretty snow.
They said it makes snow like next
Does everybody know why it is C, or do I need to show you? It's easy to show you. Where is 5, 7? Way out here, right? Where is negative 3, 12? Way out here, right? What's the run? Five to negative 3 is negative 8. It's A. The run from D to C. This is, oh, no, it was. No. I labeled it wrong. It's from D to C. It is positive 8, which is C. Because this is point D over here at negative 3. So I went that way. 10. This one, because it's got nothing to do with color. Do you even need to find the slope? Even though I've given you both terms there, do you need to find the slope? No, of course not. Why, Lassa? There's only one with the y-intercept of negative 4. C. How many people actually found the slope there? Good job, Marcos. And number 11, oh, this was tricky McTrickleton. Except it wasn't really, because it gave you the y-intercept, didn't it? So negative 5. It had to be B or D. And then how would you find the slope? Any 2 points, right? 25 minus 10 is 15. 10 minus 5 is 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3. So it had a slope of positive 3 and a y-intercept of negative 5. So it was B. As in boxes of presents under the Christmas tree. Oh, by the way, I know some of you are a little concerned about how little room there is under my Christmas tree. Don't worry, you can pile up on the floor under the Christmas tree. And don't forget, Betty in the office will lend you an elevator key. So get together with your friends. So when you're trying to get all my stuff upstairs, it's a lot of flights of stairs. Don't tire yourselves out. It's the elevator. Okay? Okay. I will be at the Abbotsford Mall tonight. I'm warning you all. So get your shopping done early because you don't want that embarrassing time if you bump into me and you have my armload of presents and then we bump into each other and they all fall on the ground and I'll see them all. That would be really embarrassing for both of us. Then I got to do that thing like when I open them, I have to pretend to be surprised. You know how all of you find the presents your parents buy for you, open them 3 weeks early, know what they are, and then act surprised on Christmas Day? That's what it would be like. I'm a pretty good actor, so you would think I was surprised. But you don't want to put yourselves in that position. So make sure. Or, of course, use the free gift wrapping at the mall. But remember, it's by donation because they donate the money to a charity. So if you do use the free gift wrapping, make sure you leave some money. Okay? Okay. Well, it's all about giving, right, Anusha? I'm giving you all these ways to make sure you can get your presents to me. So you're all happy by giving in this season of giving. Right? Okay. By the way, I couldn't be kidding more. Really. Believe it or not, I am being facetious. Which is one of my favorite words in the English language because it uses all 5 vowels in alphabetical order.
You got me. I was about to go to Mom's night.
Well, Myers said he was kidding, so I don't have to. Yes. All right. So that was 11. This is out of 2. How do I graph this? There's lots of ways I could graph this, yes? I could use a table of values, couldn't I? I could use x and y intercepts and sub in. I could turn it into slope-intercept form. Doesn't matter what you did. But the graph looks like this. the y-intercept equals 1, the x-intercept equals 1. So 1, 1. And then, of course, it continues on because it's a straight line. Oh, darn. Of course not. The intercepts are positive 1 and positive 1. And the slope is negative 1.
Like this, yeah, feels bad. I'm gonna give myself 1 mark just for the word.
Feel free.
I'm just confused because the negative x is -1.
But the negative x, that's the slope. The y-intercept is positive 1 because it's in slope-intercept form. Then a slope of negative 1 is down 1, right 1. You can give yourself 1. And this one. Find the slope and draw the graph of this line. The x-intercept is 5 out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The y-intercept is negative 3. 1, 2, 3. There's the line. What's the slope? Rise 3, run 5. 3/5. Making the whole thing out of 15. Yeah, yeah? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Did you have to connect it? Like I just put the dots.
Draw the graph of the line.
Alright, yeah. Just take away that.
If you only have the dots and they're all in the right spot and you have the slope right, I would give you 1.5 out of 2. That's how I would mark it.
I'm gonna say 12 because I put the effort. I was so close.
I deserve a gold medal. I was close to winning.
I just didn't know the line, but I meant to, like.
I'm meant to win, so I deserve a gold medal. If only the Olympics were just like school in North America. I meant to pass that grade. Thank goodness they aren't. I think somebody, just as a joke one year, should have Olympics the way we have school. And a bunch of, fat, out-of-shape losers trying to run the 100-meter, taking an hour and a half, riding on their scooters to run the 100-meter, and the guy who comes in last gets the gold medal.
That's what fun days like in school nowadays.
I know. And how's that working out for us? Yeah. North America falls further and further and further behind the rest of the world and continues to find the easiest way out possible. Right? What does Alberta want to do? Sell more oil. What should Alberta be doing? Spending its billions of dollars researching ways to not use oil.
Except by, I think it's 2025 or something, they said they want BC.
Yes, they do. And it only took until 7 years from now. You know when California did that? Like 20 years ago. All new cars sold in California had to have super high emission standards. Super high. Unfortunately, it was still too late because there's 30 million people that live in California, so they're still doing damage. But all the new cars are in good shape. And guess what, Jacob? Only cars that went to California got those emission standards because the guys that built cars were too cheap to put it in everything. So California said, you cannot... The car manufacturer said, there's no way, we can't do it. We cannot have cars with low emissions. And then California, which is the 6th biggest economy in the world, so there's a lot of people there to buy cars, said, nope, you can't sell a car here without super high emissions control. Guess what the car manufacturers were able to do the very next year? Super high emissions control. Did they put it anywhere else? Nope. But the car manufacturers are who we should be making sure we care about because they give good jobs.
There's been electric cars for a long time.
Since the 70s.